Going live.
We're live
We're
now.
going live now.
We're live now. We're ready. We're going.
Count of three. Go live, buddy. I'm ready. Let's roll.
Well, that was like 4 seconds ago. We're already live. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Fuel for Success. I usually do a countdown. I kind of didn't do the countdown this morning. Sorry about that, Matt. And I'm here with my. It's Labor Day weekend.
I'm excited. I'm like, we're going live. We're going live. Oh, Jesus, help me. I'm nervous. Anyways.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Labor Day. It's so good to see everybody on this beautiful, fabulous, amazing Monday morning. And it's September 1st, Matt. 8 months have gone by. No regrets, but 8 months of 2014 are in the can, never to be seen again. So there you have it.
Do you have any regrets? Let's talk about that. Do you have any regrets? Maybe 2 or 3? I think I might have 2 or 3. Let's each share at least one regret this year so far. Is it really already September 1st? I still was like, wow, it really is. It's September. Meaning this is officially the last day of summer, correct? Fall is officially here. Is that right?
Yeah, typically Labor Day would mark the end of summer. So today is sort of the last hurrah of summer. Today, this is the day. So if you're going to go fishing, swimming, boating.
Florida today, so I'm not assuming this is our last day of summer.
Yeah, well, we happen to have the hottest, most humid week of probably of the last 2 years, have been the last 5 or 6 days. So luckily I got to move during that period of time.
Did you see the 81-year-old jogger this morning, dude? I met a woman who's 81 years old that was out jogging. As soon as I saw her, I stopped her and said, ma'am, I'm sorry to bother you. And she goes, oh, no problem. I said, I just want to introduce myself. I said, so awesome to see you out here jogging. And she goes, oh, I come every morning and do 2 or 3 miles. She was really like high energy. I said, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you? And she said, I'm 81, dear. I was like, 81? I said, high five all the way, man. Sat there and talked to her a little bit. And, man, it inspired me, man. I put it out on Instagram. All of you out there, this is our health and weight loss show. No more excuses. 81-year-old lady out jogging this morning. Mike, too many people make excuses about their health. And, there's people all over the world that are in their 80s that are still in great shape. She was in great shape, great energy. I asked her, I said, what's the secret to health? And she was really healthy. And she said, attitude. She said, exercise. She said, eating right. And she said, just keep your body moving. I was like, wow, that's good stuff right there. I happen to believe in some of that.
Yeah. Exactly. We've, maybe talked about a few of those things. That's good.
Here and there on a Monday, baby. It's Labor Day. It's September 1st, but it's also Labor Day. But I don't ever in my life remember Labor Day falling on as September 1st.
I don't either.
This feels weird because usually it's like the 5th, 7th, right? Am I right?
Typically, yeah. Typically would be, even sometimes a week into September, so. Hey, so today is Monday, and just like every Monday, we talk about health and weight loss. And such an inspiring story about the 81-year-old lady who's jogging, and it, was convicting. Probably if I had one regret from this year so far, it's that I haven't exercised more than I have. And for me, it's always a competing priority issue, and I just need to zip it and go. Oh, I should
zip it and go.
Zip it and go. I have horns growing out of my head from my bow behind me. Give me just 1 second, Matt. I'm going to close the shade because I can't even see the screen.
All right, we'll miss you, buddy. For me, my biggest regret this year so far, I think it would be that I didn't go camping this summer. I'm like really mad at myself about that. How did I let a summer go by without going camping up north? I mean, You camp in Florida, but it's different. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just one of those things. And by the way, Mike, if you and I live to be 90, we're down to like 40-plus summers left. That's it. That's it. You get like 40 more summers, my friend. That's a sobering feeling to me. We
are going backpacking. Period. We're doing like a week somewhere.
And I want to do that. And I want us to do the kind of backpacking where we like tie our hammocks to the trees and sleep in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all about that. I'm all about it, my friend. Let's do it. Let's really do it.
It's the only way. I wanted to do at least a week this year somewhere, but that hasn't happened yet either. So we'll see.
We'll see. God knows.
God knows.
Well, tell us what we got. Tell us what we got in store here today, my friend.
Hey, so as I mentioned, today's health and weight loss, and I've got several questions. And the first one, which is up right here, right now, and anybody who's been following you on social media recently know that my friend Matt, who's an author and entrepreneur, is authoring, and he's writing the second edition of The Healing Power of Juicing. Why is the big question. So first of all, the first book, I loved it. I thought it was awesome. Read it a couple of times, given away hundreds of copies. Why are you writing a second edition?
Well, you know what? And I've been asked that a lot, and I get it. A couple of reasons. I'll give you 3 reasons why I'm writing the second edition. Number one, I wrote the first edition about 3 years ago. So since then, I've really expanded my juicing experience and probably have about 20 to 30 new recipes coming in this one that I think are really going to help people. They're going to be more specific about what these specific recipes can do for your health or your sicknesses or whatever. And then, Mike, I actually, believe it or not, about 80% of this book is heavy on it hits really intense. In fact, my editor just wrote me this morning and she said, oh my God, she said the first 3 chapters, she said, I'm totally convicted. She goes, because it's really like, it's emotional. It's a wake-up call. And that's another reason why I've decided to write it, because I really do want this to get in the hands of millions of people. And I feel like I'm sitting down and having a conversation trying to save humanity. Save the dads that are killing themselves, the moms that are shortchanging themselves, the teenagers that are letting their health go at a young age. You know, people that are dying of cancer, people that are dying of heart disease, people that literally, if they don't make the changes that I suggest in this book, they will get cancer. They will have heart attacks. They will die, like the Bible says, die before their time. So it's really like it's supercharged with intensity. I mean, it's very intense. It'll grab you. It'll leave you with a lump in your throat. It's just, and also, you know what? There's probably about 8 people that have either beat cancer, survived a heart attack, or lost over like 150 pounds. That I'm doing interviews with them, and I'm sharing these interviews in this book. That's just going to be phenomenal, you know. So little things like that. It's really like it's almost a brand new book. I really could even give it a new name instead of calling it, you know, a second edition of The Healing Power of Juicing. And I've thought about that, but we'll see what happens. We'll see the direction it's going. All I can tell you is I can't stop writing. Literally, like I wake up and I write. I mean, right after church, I came home and I wrote. You know, last night, you know, I wrote. You know, just like. It's like something's like grabbed me, and there's like an urgency to get this done. There's an urgency to get this in the hands of people. I feel like it's very practical. In fact, this morning I wrote a chapter about cancer, you know, and about the necessity. I shared the top foods that cause cancer, foods that you can eat that can almost guarantee you'll never get cancer. You know, the necessity of staying alkaline. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I'm excited about it. I'm very excited. So those are some of the reasons why a second edition, which could turn out to be a whole brand new, different book. And just, you know, who knows? We'll see what happens.
Right. So there's a broader sort of information base that you're, it's a little bit broader in scope, I guess is what you're saying. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to reading it. I'm sure it's going to be amazing.
And Maria asked if we're going to see any more happy videos. You and I just kind of went all in this week, Mike, and shocked the world with our. They didn't know we had unbelievable dance moves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I didn't so much dance. I just sort of did a spin, but you know, whatever. It's all good.
Spinning that to that song was so hilarious. I literally I went out of my chair on the ground laughing when I saw it, man. It was just perfect. But yeah, I was writing a chapter, Maria, and welcome back to A Fuel for Success. But I was writing a chapter about I wrote a deal called five things that all healthy people do, and one of them is that they have fun and they laugh. And just writing this, something snapped in me. I'm like, I've lost my playful side. Where did the playful me go? And for some reason, the song YMCA just came to mind. Don't ask why. If I really would have thought about it, I would have picked others, but
yeah,
it was there.
What are you going to do? Sometimes you just got to go in the moment, so that's cool. Hey, next question. I was actually going to pop it up here, but it went away on our queue, so I'll just ask it. What are three things speaking of list of three? What are three things you're doing now differently that you didn't do before when it comes to eating? So, what are maybe three habits that you've changed, or three things you're doing differently?
Well, number one is I stopped drinking all milk, like dairy, literally 100%. Not even in oatmeal, not even in cooking, not even in, nothing. That was one. I mean, that was a big transition. It wasn't big, but it was a transition. Pretty much 100% all almond milk. Was the question, what did I stop doing or what changes?
Changes.
Three changes
you made.
Different. And I love cheese, but I actually stopped, I moved over to goat cheese, feta cheese. And really probably 90% of the cheeses that I use are that. Even in cooking like tacos and whatnot, I'll just eat tacos with goat cheese. And then probably the third thing that I do different now since I've really gotten into health is I've cut out carbs, the bad carbs. This week, I literally went the entire week until, yesterday? Of not eating any carbs, no bread. It's made a huge difference. It really has. I mean, my body, I can literally run without pain in my knee. Obviously, it slims you. It's slim me down a little bit. So that's one massive change because I love bread. When I say I love bread, I could eat a sandwich 5 times a day because I'm a sandwich guy. I'm a sub guy. I'm pizza all the way. But dude, and that was hard for me. You want to talk about willpower and challenge for a guy that loves bread as much as I do to give it up. Now, when I say I give it up, again, everything in moderation, and you'll see this in my book. But really, I've conquered it, and it wasn't easy. I can tell you, it took me a good year to get to this place. I wanted to do this a year ago, and I started down the road, and then I go back and forth because, like I said, I love sandwiches so much. So I've really completely almost cut out all the bad carbs as a lifestyle. Now, will I have a sandwich? Absolutely. Will I have pizza? Absolutely. Just extreme moderation for me. What about you, Mike? Anything you're doing different now that maybe you weren't doing since you got into health yourself?
I also gave up dairy completely, I don't drink milk at all. I do drink almond milk occasionally, which is not even milk, but that was a big change. Of course, I years ago used to drink soda, pop, whatever you want to call it. Of course, I don't drink that anymore, except occasionally when I'm at Culver's, I will have some root beer. But that's the rarity, right? Yeah. And it's again in moderation, but generally I won't. I don't drink any pop. I gave up milk. I actually don't eat that much dairy besides either. I don't eat yogurt. I avoid cheese mostly for the most part. So Carol said earlier that Mike is not good for you. I think she meant milk, but I love that anyways. She said Mike is not good for you. No.
Which could be true. So yeah, and good job, Mike. And you've noticed a difference in your body since you've given up dairy?
Absolutely. And actually, the reason I started giving up dairy was the first time I had Lyme's disease. I was taking doxycycline, and I learned that the something in the milk binds with the antibiotic and prevents it from being effective. So when I was on doxy for 90 days, I had to give up dairy entirely, just so that the antibiotics could work in my body. And as I was giving it up, I'm like, you know what, I don't really want milk anyways. And turns out, I think that the few times that I've had milk since then, my body reacts very badly to it. So I'm either my body's cleansed itself from it, or I may be slightly lactose intolerant, never really knew it. I think we probably all are a little bit lactose intolerant, so we just don't even realize. Because half the time we live our lives mostly sick anyways, and we don't even realize it until we start to get healthy. We go, man, I was really sick. And I think Sherry said before, she's been juicing for a month, and then yesterday ate fried seafood, and she felt terrible. And it's like, well, guess what? That's the way you used to feel all the time. You just didn't realize it.
Yeah. And it's true, Mike. It's so true what a difference it makes. Like, I so believe in, and then that's a good thing. Like, if you start eliminating things from your lifestyle of eating, replace it with the better choice, the healthier choice, so you don't feel deprived. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like somebody asked me the other day, I have such a bad sweet tooth. What do I do? Like, for me, I love sweets as well, but I don't need sweets at all, because my protein shake is literally, it tastes sweet. It's almond milk. It's the chocolate protein powder, and it's a couple scoops of peanut butter. It's like a treat, So I literally don't even need any sweets. I don't even keep any sweets in my house at all. Literally, zero. Anyways, so what's our next goal? Go ahead.
Handful of raisins.
Yeah.
Pacey's asking, is milk bad for all people or just those who are lactose intolerant? It's bad for everybody. I mean, think about it for a second. We're grown adults and we're drinking the milk from a cow. How does that make sense?
Yeah, hello.
And it's not natural. I mean, if it was actual natural milk, maybe it would be one thing, but it's been chemically processed and heat treated and pasteurized and all those things, and it's not even good for you. And plus, it's from a cow that's been stuck in a stanchion for its entire life and basically became a milk factory. What's good about that? There's nothing good about that. I could go off on a tangent on mass-produced food, but we'll not do that.
I agree with you. I hate it. I'm against it. 100%. So, Pace, I concur with Mike. I'm so against milk, I don't let my son drink it. And he's grown accustomed at first. Obviously your taste buds are going to react differently the first time you drink almond milk, because it does taste different. It's a little thicker. But you really, I'm telling you right now, if you start eliminating dairy from your life, you will see a difference in your body.
True.
And like I said, like goat cheese is good. Anyway, Mike, go ahead, my friend.
Hey, next question. Do you ever get tired of eating healthy? You just get sick of it?
You know what? Yeah, here's what's funny. The first answer on the motivational side is no, right? But then the real answer is there are moments, because, we're so surrounded by, unhealthy people, unhealthy food. And to live a healthy lifestyle requires focus. It requires planning. It requires discipline. It requires sometimes, like, you literally you find situations where there's no healthy options, right? And then you're like sitting at a table with 8 people, and all 8 of them are eating unhealthy. Those are moments for me when I get tired of it, when I'm like, man, it's, you know what I'm saying? Like when I travel, or when, or just like when I'm having like a craving, or maybe I'm like on, because Monday through Friday, I'm telling you right now, I'm insane. I'm like insane about my juicing, salads, protein shakes, salmon, grilled vegetables. And yeah, of course, there's moments when you might drive by the pizza place, or you might walk into a restaurant and you see somebody, you're walking to your table, and of course you're going to order healthy, but when you see, something on someone's table, or you smell it, yeah, those are the moments I get tired of it, but, you just suck it up. You go through it, you mind over matter, you you face it. And of course, when you do it in moderation, then you don't feel as neglected, or you don't feel as like, you're stuck on broccoli for the rest of your life, Like, I don't feel like I'm neglected of anything because, I love eating healthy. I love the results of it. I feel better. I actually have grown to enjoy healthy food. So I get tired of it sometimes, just like anybody else. What about you, Mike? Do you get tired of it?
It's not so much that I get tired of it. It's for me, it's more like the struggle that I get tired of. And you sort of touched on it, that generally, like, the easy option, the fast option, like the quick option is the unhealthy option, right? And it's like, what can you get at a drive-through that's healthy? There isn't anything, okay? If you're going through a drive-through, you're not going to get something healthy. Even if you get like a salad from McDonald's, it's probably not going to be great. So, truthfully, because there's like, gluten stuff jammed into the chicken and just all kinds of nastiness. But it's less of the food itself. I mean, if I had somebody bringing me healthy food all the time and like, hey, here's your salad, here's your juice, here's your whatever, with like zero effort, I would never get sick of it because I like that kind of food better, right? Although every once in a while, a steak. But otherwise, I really enjoy that kind of food better. But it's the struggle, it's the effort and the inconvenience of it, I guess, that sometimes I get tired of. And when
absolutely
in a busy lifestyle, you're doing all kinds of things, running around. I mean, this past week, just moving, my health has been. I'm a hypocrite doing the show today. Let me put it that way. It was awful, but it's because I'm running 14 hours a day, and I don't really have a kitchen because I'm in transit, and like, what are you going to do, right?
Yeah, when you're out of your routine, that's what I've learned. Like, routine is so important when it comes to success and health. And it's like I said yesterday, the greatest challenge of my life is a guy like me with our schedule to try to get a routine, because routines are so awesome and they really help you. But yeah, so that's being real. What about all of you guys out there? Didn't you out there also get tired of eating healthy sometimes? What's our next question, Mike?
Yeah, I like what Pacey said. That's just life, not lifestyle, and that's a good point. That isn't my lifestyle. That's just something that happened. Yeah.
Not bad for a Texas lady. Good quote there, Miss Pacey.
Maria's asking about almond. Oh yeah. Maria had a question about almond milk, and some do have sugar. You do want to check. All almond milks are not created equal. Some of it is just flat terrible for you. So you want to take a look at the label. I usually get the Blue Diamond, the organic almond milk. And if you look at it, it doesn't have sugar added. And I actually don't drink almond milk that often. Once in a while, I'll put it. Yeah, there you go.
There's one key word up here, my friend. It's called unsweetened. 0 grams of sugar. 0. See that?
Yeah.
So if you're going to go to the store, this is what you get. The Blue Diamond Almond Breeze unsweetened.
I actually just had some with coconut water added to it. It was the unsweetened almond breeze. It wasn't the vanilla, just with coconut added. It was a little different. I think I like the vanilla better.
I'm with you. I like the coconut as well, but I like this better. Especially good for my protein shakes. But this is the kind I usually get, Maria. And also, it's only got 30 calories. Not bad at all.
Yep. And I don't even put it in my oatmeal. When I make my oatmeal, all I put in it is some organic coconut oil, about a tablespoon of coconut oil, and that adds that, that texture and that extra flavor that I just love it. So, hey, here's a question that we had in the queue. I really want to eat healthy, but just can't seem to stay consistent. We touched on some of these, so it's a great segue. What's your advice to someone who just can't stay consistent in eating healthy?
Well, the key to consistency is to get into a routine and it's got to become a lifestyle. So what is your lifestyle? Okay, you ready for this? So for me, and what I've done with my clients in my weight loss coaching is I've trained them and trained myself to, for this very reason, to get into a consistency that under any circumstances, unless it's like, I mean, it's got to be, for me, it's got to be like an extreme reason. Monday through Friday, I don't eat bad at all. Literally. Like, there's no way you could convince me to eat a cheeseburger on a Tuesday or a Thursday or pizza or whatever. I'm serious. Like, for me, and this is what I train my clients to do as well, because at least it gives you it literally gives you, the majority of your month is eating healthy. The majority of your week is eating healthy. Now, I want you to stay healthy Saturday and Sunday. But if you're gonna eat bad, make yourself have designated days to do it. Like where you say, I don't eat bad during the week, period. Like I don't. Like you don't even allow it. It's not even an option. Just like, and this is like where, my son's school is not sporadic. Like it starts at 8:30 every Monday through Friday, right? It's not sporadic when they let out. They let out at 3 o'clock. You know what I mean? There's some wisdom to this. There's some wisdom to becoming a little military about your health and getting into a routine. And the secret to being consistent is to be consistent, meaning, consistent on your cheat day or the day that you're going to allow yourself to maybe let up and have a sandwich. Like I don't eat carbs during the week. I don't eat bad carbs. If I'm going to have a sandwich, I make myself wait till the weekend. And there again, in doing this, it actually makes you stronger on your cheat days to where there's many times when I have my cheat day, I literally don't use it. I feel so great in my body that I don't use it, So for me, talking about consistency, I do travel every once in a while. So that's why I'm extremely military when I'm at home. So when I'm on the road, I allow myself to maybe try a little burger joint or, not a joint, a burger place. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, I just think that that's what's worked for me and it's what's worked for other people, and as far as then, the wisdom of having a buddy that's doing this with you, your spouse, your best friend, a workout buddy, two are better than one, the Bible says, because if one falls, the other picks up. So you've got to have somebody that's on this mission with you. That's going to help you stay consistent. Because you're going to encourage each other, you're going to push each other. And then last but not least, if none of this works, you've got to go to rewards and consequences. You have to. Like literally, this is what I believe. Set goals, do practical things to reach those goals. If for some reason you don't have the self-motivation, then you need to inflict pain on yourself. You literally need to demand that you face consequences and demand that you face rewards. Literally like if you said, okay, this is what my goal's going to, like if you say, okay, I'm going to work out today. If I don't work out, I'm sleeping on the floor tonight. Literally, and make yourself sleep on the floor. I know this sounds extreme, but rewards and consequences are the answer for people that are not self-motivated. That's why you need a coach. Somebody like me who's not going to be slack on you. Just ask some of the people I've worked with if I'm slack on them. I'm not. I'm not slack at all. And they say, well, I had a donut today. I'm sorry. I'm like, you know what? There's no sorry about it. Don't say you're sorry because you're not sorry. Because if you were sorry, you wouldn't have had a donut today because you're not allowed a donut today. So don't say sorry. You're not sorry. But anyways.
And that touches on the accountability, like you said, to have someone who's on the mission with you. Some of my best results in health and weightlifting and those sort of things have been when I've got somebody who's, we're going for the same goal. And so you've got somebody to, and they don't even necessarily have to set consequences for it, but just to have that person go, hey, are we lifting today? Right? And just have that accountability. But and if you don't have that.
Or when you say, I'm not really feeling it, they say, oh yeah, you're doing it. Come on. You'll feel better. Let's do it. Come on. It only takes an hour. It only takes 30 minutes. Come on, let's do this.
And if you're a guy, they'll call you names,
Oh, yeah.
It's all in it.
Yeah, if you're a guy and you wuss out on a workout, you're getting called many names.
Yep.
that we can't even share on this show.
That's right. That's exactly right. And if you don't have an accountability, that's one of the great things about a coach is if you don't have somebody going on the mission with you, the coach can help you stay focused on the mission. So that's one of the powerful concepts in having a coach.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that I do with all my clients is I make them text me every time they eat, literally every time. For 3 reasons. 1, accountability. 2, so I can kind of see what their lifestyle is like. So it helps me know how to coach them. And 3, it makes them slow down and think. See, most people, you know what they do? They eat without thinking. And this is where emotional eating comes in. This is where lack of discipline comes in. This Emmy lady is asking what we have for breakfast. Mike, I'll let you go first, and I'll follow behind.
Hey, actually, if you go to Fuel for Success YouTube channel, I made a video on how I make oatmeal with my Keurig, and I have a bowl of oatmeal with just a scoop of coconut oil in it, no sweetener, just boom. That's what I have.
Yeah, I'm big into oatmeal for breakfast. There's 3 things I do for breakfast, and I rotate it. I juice, I do protein shakes, or I do oatmeal, and I rotate, really. Mainly it's oatmeal for me. Sometimes I'll get up like I did this morning, and I did a big spinach and blueberry and grape juice because I just got done writing about cancer. So I grab the berries, and I'm like, Mike, one of the number 1 foods literally that fight cancer is blueberries.
Yeah.
So I'm really big into using blueberries and berries in general because they're so strong in antioxidants. But yeah, I mix it up a little bit. Tell you what I don't have for breakfast is a donut. Hear me? Or a pastry from Starbucks. Or something from Panera Bread. Or a McDonald's biscuit. That's what I don't have. You know what else I don't have? Cereal. Now, I love cereal like anybody else, but it's not in my house. You can open up my cupboards right now. You will not see any cereal.
No.
Hey. Nope, I don't even let Caleb eat cereal anymore. Am I a bad dad? Nope, I'm actually a good dad that cares about his health.
So 2 things. Quick, Al was asking if I use instant oatmeal. No, I don't use instant oatmeal. I use the quick oats, and all that is they roll it into smaller pieces so that it quickly absorbs and quickly sort of steeps. It's the same thing like you'd get at Starbucks. You don't need instant. It only takes 30 seconds with hot water if you get the quick oats. It hasn't been cooked or anything. Again, it's just in smaller pieces.
Oatmeal we use is instant. It is instant, just not in a baggie, right? It's instant. You have it done in 30 seconds.
Just buy the quick oats, organic. Call it good. And you mentioned biscuits, and I have to call him my friend Dave Sandy, who's on the show. I may have had a biscuit for breakfast yesterday because he mailed me 4 Tudor's biscuits from West Virginia. And so
I saw that. I admired David for that. I really did.
Appreciate that, David.
I saw it. That's just something you got to do, Mike. I mean, I'm with you. I would have done the same thing if David would have sent me one. But if Dave would have called and said, hey, I really want to send you something, what would you prefer, an edible fruit arrangement or some biscuits? I would have chosen the fruit. But I do love a good biscuit.
Man, they got the best biscuits.
That's nice. That was first class. No, there's nothing like a good biscuit, my friend. But there's nothing like a bad biscuit. So if you're going to lose the calories, this is what I always teach people. I don't eat bad food. I might eat unhealthy food, but it's going to be good. I don't waste my calories. If I'm going to eat junk and I'm going to eat bad, it's going to count. You feel me on that? It's going to count. In other words, I'm not eating a gas station biscuit.
No.
Period. Under any circumstance, in the next 10 years of my life, you won't ever know or see of me eating a gas station biscuit ever. Because I'm not going to waste. You know what I would do? I'd go get a Snickers bar. I'm in the same gas. If I'm going down on these calories, I'm going to get a Snickers bar then. I'm not going to eat that nasty, disgusting gas station. Have you ever walked in some of these gas stations that got they stink? They stink bad.
Get one of those little biscuit or those little breakfast burrito things under the heat lamp. I don't think so.
You're making me gag on live talk show, my friend. Yeah, it's just one of those. But you know what's funny is I stand in line and I see these dudes order that stuff all the time, and I just want to grab it from them and say, "Put it back! Could you imagine?
All right.
There's got to be some kind of app that goes off screaming at people when they go to eat something bad. Mike, could we not create some kind of sensor that every time someone goes to eat sugar, there's like this loud, like, something that goes off? Wouldn't that be awesome? Is it possible?
Let me think about that. Maybe we'll fire up a Kickstarter campaign and build a device to go on your wrist that like
Mike, let's think about something. There's got to be something we can do to like something.
Yeah. All right, we'll brainstorm it. I need more.
We'll talk about it. Well, we wish all of you a happy Labor Day. It don't feel like Labor Day to me, and I know it don't for you either, Mike. Does it? Don't feel like Labor Day.
No.
I went to bed at 10 last night. I was watching a chick flick. I fell asleep to it. That's how much it kept me, What one was it called? Love Happens, I think. It was like, that's what you do on a night before a holiday. You know what I'm saying? But it put me to sleep. Mike, I'm here. Go ahead.
When we're live like this, don't share those facts.
All right, bro, I'm with you on that. Okay, you're right. No, and I won't admit that. I just won't. I'm actually, you're right.
I was watching Terminator last night.
I fell asleep to it. If it makes you feel better, it put me to sleep. So I went to bed at like 10, got up at like 5. So it doesn't even feel like Labor Day to me. Well, I have no family, so I'm here by myself. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, it's all good. Hey, by the way, Mike, I'm going to close with this thought. In my studies, I've discovered that one of the number one things that causes cancer is microwave popcorn. I'm just throwing that out there. For any of you popcorn lovers out there, yeah. It blew my mind. Like, I went into like 10 different studies, and all of them listed microwave popcorn as one of the number one causes of cancer.
So get an air
just leaving that out there. Carol just typed, I'm doomed. We need a detox.
Yeah. Detox. Yeah, Carol loves her microwave
detox. What's that? Yeah, I love popcorn too, dude. You turned me on to putting hot sauce in it, and that changed my popcorn eating life forever.
That's right, man. A little hot sauce. And peppers are good for you, man. A little hot sauce and vinegar. There's a little bit of salt in there, but it's not too much.
Good now you're making me crave popcorn. That's not good. Well, enjoy y'all's holiday. The last thing I'd like to say, and we're way over our time, is don't eat a hot dog today. Friends, like I said, if you're going to go down, don't go down that way. You know what I mean? Love yourself more. Love you, Mike.
Y'all have an awesome Labor Day. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless.
My friends.